Hi there, Andy Adams here with Wednesday's video. This week on Thursday, I apologize for being late with everything one day, but if you can see, this little guy, we adopted him on Sunday, and he really became very, very sick on Monday and part of Tuesday. We think he just was really stressed out and had some, came up as digestive upset, and we really had to take care of him. So thank you for understanding. And so I want to talk about the cortisol connection. On Tuesday, I put up my little post and I talked already a little bit about it, and I want to go a little bit more in depth about what I think is happening. And well, not just me, but that's the proof that we have so far. So cortisol is known commonly as the stress hormone, and it is linked to the accumulation of abdominal fat. So cortisol can impact the buildup of fat in the abdominal area in response to stress. Cortisol prompts the body to promote fat accumulation. And the reason that this is happening, it's because we believe it's due to evolutionary adaptation. So let me explain. In cave times, we had to run from wild animals, so we weren't eaten, but we also had to run after them because we wanted to eat. So in order for us to have the energy, the body actually sends an increased cortisol sends increased blood flow to the brain for better thinking and to the extremities for us to be able to run faster and grab things or whatever. But this is basically the response. Well, in today's time, and they ran this belly fat accumulation or this fat accumulation. They ran it off because they were constantly on the go in order to survive. So today, we have stress still, and we respond still the same way. I used to work on the floor as a nurse, and you put your patients first. You eat when everybody's taken care of, which sometimes is like 8-9 hours into your shift. Sometimes you avoid going to the bathroom because one of your patients is really, really sick. I know if there is nurses here listening to this that they can agree with me. But it's not just in the nursing profession. Think about police officers that are really going through stressful situations, or firefighters. They're on overdrive. And it's not just those professions, it's also if you work in an office and you are, you're already up to here with work, and your boss throws like 4 or 5 files on your desk and says, here, I have to have this in 2 hours done. That's stress. The difference with this stress and the stress that our ancestors had was that they ran it off and we don't. You sit at your desk and you probably don't even have time to eat, so you have maybe a Mars bar or whatever, candy bar or pretzels or something, and you eat at your desk and you don't allow for proper digestion because remember, stress, blood flow to the brain, to the extremities. So now you're eating while you're working, so there is not really very good blood flow going to your digestion. Ideally, we should relax and deep breathe and sit down and give ourselves like 2-3 minutes to relax, and then we should eat so that we have proper absorption. But with all this stress, it's really, really hard to have this. So, and then stress will trigger us to eat. Well, first of all, we get increased appetite, but we are eating this, the sugary and the starchy foods because they comfort us. And having this increased appetite can also lead to weight gain and fat storage, especially in the abdominal area. So, and it can also influence your metabolism on how it processes these carbohydrates in regards to the insulin. And elevated cortisol levels can actually result in insulin resistance and again promote fat storage in especially the abdominal area. So now think about, well, if we're in stress all the time, this is chronic stress. Well, chronic stress can lead to inflammation. As simple as that. So there are things that we can do. I'll get to this in a moment. We do need to recognize the cortisol influence on our body in regards to this fat gain. And it's not actually only the fat gain. It is also, it messes with our sleep. Cortisol can create increased alertness, and you can't fall asleep. There is a suppression of melatonin going on. Cortisol and melatonin, they have an inverse relationship. When the cortisol is high, melatonin, which is the hormone that helps you go to sleep, tends to be low. So it's making it harder to initiate and maintain sleep. When you lay there at night and you have these racing thoughts, that's high cortisol, and it can actually cause increased anxiety, and it can make it very challenging to quiet your mind and achieve a restful state so you can go to sleep. And the other thing is when you have increased cortisol levels, you wake up earlier. If you're like, there's people that say, I can't sleep more than 5-6 hours. Well, probably in most cases, it's your cortisol levels. Elevated cortisol levels can cause frequent awakenings during the night and disrupt your natural sleep cycle, and leading to very poor sleep quality. It can also reduce the sleep cycles. It can interfere with the progression of the sleep stages, and it can reduce the amount of this deep natural sleep that we need in order to feel refreshed. So it can really mess with your circadian rhythm. Sorry about that. So what can we do to reduce this cortisol when we're constantly in stress? We can probably do very little to decrease the outside influence of stress, like your boss that's throwing all these files on your table, or maybe there's money problems, maybe you have a car repair. That's all, causes stress. So, excuse me, what can we do? Well, we can do relaxation techniques. We can do deep breathing. And I had already mentioned in my post on Tuesday that there is a few supplements that you can take. Now, vitamin C is a great one, and I believe the research shows 1,000 milligrams of a vitamin C, especially the one with all the different vitamin C's, together combined is probably the best. But you can also take ashwagandha or rhodiola. Rhodiola is my favorite for lowering cortisol levels. But just read up a little bit on it if you're not sure which to take. We are not producing enough vitamin C, we don't produce vitamin C. So we need to take vitamin C into our body. So why not take 1,000 milligrams and see if it makes a difference? And like I said, then maybe add one or one of the other supplements, the herbal supplements that I recommended, and see if you get relief. But also do some relaxation techniques. Before you go to sleep, take a walk, and just a 15-minute walk is unbelievable what it can do for you. Or do some deep breathing exercises, and try to get your meditation is great. Try to get your thoughts away from the day that you experience. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful. And if you have any questions, please below this video put the questions in, and I will see that I can answer them. Have a great day. Have a wonderful weekend as we're closer to the weekend. And thank you for listening. Goodbye.